Welcome back to another comics video once again, and where the last time's video we reviewed any comics around itself that could causing for making it into an hour while I'm making of this video that were causing to get things into straight over hours that we just spent for a lot of times for making a lot of videos for even for the full reviews, and then the police chase, and then probably that's it. But the bad news is, and unfortunately for some sort of an ad privacy on Google and other kinds of for apps or some sort of browsing apps have been disabled for just completely pretty gone for some sort of an ad personalization. And for our status, it was going to be pretty unstable, but turns out everything is pretty unsafe because of prohibitions as well. And well, today it's time to check out that we're not going to be doing something, but it's time to get around, return to comic studios, whatever we try to say. It's time to go for Rhythm Heaven, and I think this isn't going to be going for around here as well. So I think this isn't going to be just like this. So here we go. We're going to be about to search this one thing. Not overall that we're going to be doing for just once and for all. As we're just going to be looked down and probably still everything cringe is still going on. And arts and the debts around here are pretty nonsense for do this. We still have hot comics, and we're going to be giving ourselves a go. So let's just check it out over here. And this isn't going to be doing for around here. 87% complete. Alright, we're going to be checking out for those, all of the comics we got found here. And then especially everything is like this, or some sort of whatever we tried to say. Let's get to be going to make a comic. So it looks like we're in 80% complete. Well, let's just jump straight into him, and we'll be seeing why. We're going to be looking around for some sort of like this, and I'm not sure that we're going to be checking out. Because as you can see for the description, it completely loads extremely slow. But look at here, right here for just only one here. Rhythm Heaven is owned by Nintendo and Sukune as well. I'm sure that is absolutely for some sort of Rhythm Heaven is completely owned for Nintendo and a company for around here, and it's absolutely for male symbol. Rhythm Tengoku sprites and backgrounds repped by various people at Sprites Resources or Spiders Resources. Rhythm Heaven DS sprites and backgrounds repped by himself, News Pudding 991 using Tinkle, and Rhythm Heaven Fever and Megamix sprites and background ripped by himself, Newest Pudding 991, and using Dolphin, Browbox, and Citra, Kuriyamu, and Kamameru, and Kukai, and Bread. Some sprites are established for whatsoever in using Paint and .NET as well. So I cannot believe that we're going to be using for some sort of like this thing. But instead of their characters, we're going to be look to them, and we're going to be seeing them why. We have for a Japanese punchman, whatever we're going to be doing to fight whatever it is. I wonder that we're going to be punching a cookie, and especially the gingerbread mans and women's have just punched to death. So the next thing is going to be for a starting in Tengoku GBA. I think let's go for the DS. And what they're, oh dear, I don't really think that isn't going to be pretty recommended for very much. Next one is the Fever Megamix, and start one for its realizations. I'm probably sure this is going to be the real Punchman over here. So let's just start over here instead of a backgrounds. So starting in Tengoku GPA, and it's pretty some sort of low quality. Next one is DS, and we're pretty think it's still absolutely pixelated, but in Fever Megamix, it's absolutely contains for a really high quality for themselves, and we're starting for some sort of a golf course. But we're looking into a little bit forward that we're just gonna be doing through drive around here. So that must be the Brazilian arena over here. And it must be there was no signs of a little bit as much weather. And that must be a baseball course, which is whatever we try to do, I say. I'm probably just gonna be removed, but the banner looks like really inappropriate, like these things, or some sort of an enemies like these. We really think this is gonna be really punched about, as for Will Smith as well. So I'll be right back. That we're gonna be started to spawn, and we'll think. I decided to make a. I really don't think it is. Let's go for such as loading screen for Grand Theft Auto. So the first thing is gonna be arena, and probably punch that guys over here for just smashing for this a little bit blown over here for just a little bit of one mind. And then it's actually gonna be going over here instead of Chinese and Japanese. The baseball court could be right over here, and the next one, I think it's already full amount of this for the actually thing as well. So looks like I'm probably not sure that mint chocolate cookie could be able to be singing like this one, or using for such as big instruments as well. Back on the previous page, and I really think we didn't absolutely gonna be need some more, but unless we're gonna be doing for one more. Now let's head back into DS, and we're gonna be stepping onto another one as well. So let's go for cars, and we're gonna be spawning for a bunch of people. And my mom has absolutely having a new toothbrush or a toothpaste anyways, because I'll be right back anyways. Since the video is recorded yesterday, and how never felt it was probably a huge delay for to do this, that I actually gonna be making of this video. We're gonna be showing about for these about for many of these other kinds of characters, and but looks like that I just recently found out that I just click on it, and there was actually just aliens, just like the banner themselves. And we're gonna be seeing about for this for a pretty cringe surprise just for the last clip. So here it is for a major surprise for about here. And since we never forgot that I just felt instead of cars, but for using as characters, are just gonna be doing for playing here for itself. But they're gingerbread men's and women's around ourselves to do this. But before I just gonna be trying to save image, we're gonna be talking all about for a round of this all images like themselves. But first off, we got for around Cherry Bomb. Instead of for just doing like this, it's not her mother. There are my parents, and it's not mine for just about here. There's Chocoball and Cherry Ball are just gonna be trying to protect from those cherry bombs as well. And another thing was actually there must be popcorn, and right beside to black lemonade as well here in the stage, or some sort of an outpost. I think that is pretty not that you never might know down in the comments below for right here. And the next one is actually for the Open Seas golf course, which is Orange Cookies itself for crying out of the cheer all over here. And because she wasn't gonna be pretty sweating, and she's a little bit crying for just doing this, because I'm not sure that doesn't gonna be me to do this, that right down here. So another one was Lime Cookie. She was a little bit black, and she plays around for some sort of a ball. But another one in the hand was not a sister, because I really think that Shine Muscat Cookie is going to be coming around, but she wasn't going to be such as one thing. Her mother is going to be right behind her as well, instead of this other kinds of these things. And the next course we got for around for the track side on to do this, we got some cells for a the studio reaction for just only one thing. There must be one big microphone over here. One of these fellas behind the Formula 1 cars. Or nothing itself. There must be Espresso talking to Clotted Cream, which is Clotted Cream Senna. Probably who wasn't gonna be driven for that car. It was driven by Ayrton Senna. And because despite he was blamed about for one thing, he was bothering a reporter, and probably for seeing I didn't able to be zooming for outside. There must be LMP1s racing each other and around for many more like these things. Not these things around here. They're battling, and sometimes they might gonna be going to crash, but during the start of the race. But there must be in a battle arena for some sort of wrestling versus martial arts for one thing as well. Instead of wrestling, because Carl Johnson versus that guy from the scene from the Fever Megabix, we just tried to do this as well. But recently that Carl Johnson is going to win against him, but I'm not sure that isn't going to be going to getting ourselves for a real fight. And the last clip, that must be a monster that sings or says bomb, which is I put 2 musical notes equal to 4 notes we just got here for eventually, that it just recently added 2 for some sort of the emoji, 2 emoji things as well. Looked like a big band jazz, and including such as violin and rock guitar, and right there for right behind marshmallow and mint chocolate cookie was Flash Sentry. It was right behind him, and we're just gonna be doing for his performance. And that guy for this performance was doing exactly crazy within those for some sort of instrumental for one instrument like these things for some sort of a stupid things happens. And pretty guess I gotta be saving for this image, and then it was gonna be completed once I just gonna be pressing download. It goes this, and finally it's already downloaded by itself. I might gonna be seeing for just only one thing before I might gonna be reaching for just too much data that I just went for. And there we go, my friends. We got for many more of these things. Not such as one probably to do this as well, because if you like for today's video that I just made for this loading screens for too much and against them for other kinds of these people. But looks like we're gonna be doing for, without further ado, we have kind of previous comics that isn't gonna be for a real story. It's just loading screen images, a lot of them. We just done here in Rhythm Heaven, or many more like these things are my Singing Monsters, Total Drama Island, Battle for Dream Island, Roblox, Red Bull, Little Red Bull for many more things as well that I just completely added so much. Thomas and Friends, Minecraft, and Angry Birds. This is where I just completely made for my first ever loading screen image like that I just made from the comics that we got for Grand Theft Autos, everywhere as possible. 11 comic images that I just completely made. So let's just gonna get closer, and probably we might seeing the LMP ones are just racing each other, but it didn't add many kinds of features as well. So if you just really try to let me know down in the comments, because looks like, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and click the bell, and probably the link is going to be in description down below, including for the main website as well. So thank you for watching and for all your support, and this is going to be Turbo Concept is signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads all later.